Mike, tell me about the trip to Egypt. And first of all, did you have to wear a suit out there in the desert?
Well, it looked good. It was awful hot for a suit. Yeah, Egypt was amazing. I really didn't know when we were there until I started talking to the people that they were on the verge of a collapse because of currency. It is currency that caused that collapse, and it was inflation. And the people there was a desperateness. From the time that we landed at the airport, everybody was trying to scam us. The second we walked out of the baggage section of the airport, there was somebody trying to take us for whatever we had at every given moment from the time. You know, it was interesting. Out of all the places that we visited for this film, Egypt was supposed to be one of the least expensive places to visit, the cheapest. And it turned out to be the most expensive. It was costing us, by the time we got scammed by all these people, and a lot of them were in on each other's deals. They would, you'd trust one person and they'd take you to some other guy that was going to scam you. And it was because they were desperate. They were all on a sinking ship, and they were doing whatever they could not to drown. And in a society that has a certain level of corruption and this rampant inflation, the corruption starts at the top and goes down. Everywhere that we went, we had to pay a bribe.
Wow.
Our tour guide knew which bribes to pay, because you can't take professional cameras out to the pyramids unless you get a license that you got to apply for 9 months before you arrive or whatever. But everywhere, we had to bribe the police that let you out into the desert. And then there were probably 6 points out in the desert where we had to pay bribes again. We had to pay bribes. Somebody wanted to look in Dan's backpack when we were going into the Sphinx. And the tour guide grabs the policeman's arm and goes, "No, no, no, no." And he passes him something under. So it was amazing. It cost us about $3,000 to get out on the sand and
Wow.
film, and then probably another $3,000 in bribes. It was corrupt, but everybody was doing what they had to do to survive. It was a very dangerous place to be.
What was it like being on a camel to get out there? And what's the distance from the time you want to get to the pyramids? Is it like a city block away, or is it like miles and miles?
It's amazingly not very far from the outskirts of Cairo. It seemed like, you know, you're on camel for 15 minutes, you go half a mile or something like that, and you're there. I was absolutely amazed that it was so close. There's an image in the, I don't know what part of the film it was in, but where we're coming in from the airport, and we're driving down a freeway, and you can see the pyramids in the background just driving down the freeway through all the smog. I mean, it was an incredibly polluted country. But camels, I was surprised because I was told that it was not a very comfortable ride, that it was just like sort of cruising around on a Cadillac that just sort of oscillates.
Okay.
It sort of floats along in sort of a circular fashion.
Good to know.
يس اريد هات 100 جنيه وخد
10 65 جنيه
100. اوكي I give him 100 here.
كل واحدة كمان.
I give him one more. يا عم الحاج ابوس على ايدك. 50 جنيه وخد 50 جنيه.
شوف ما حد 100 جنيه احطه.
اوكي جيب يورو. هات خد 10 يورو اهي. خد 10 خد 50 جنيه. خد 50 جنيه.
Give me that.
10 يورو.
هو عاوز 100 جنيه.
ماشي معايا 10 يورو اهي. 10 يورو. اوكي 10 يورو. 10 يورو.
10 يورو.
عادي بقى خلاص. 50 جنيه.
That's 10.
اوكي.
Good luck. You like some, your friend?
خلاص خلصت معاه؟ ما ده
خلاص بقى يا جماعة.
بغيظة ما ده اشترى بغيظة.
Okay, give me this one.
So.